Once there was a beggar asking for help during a train ride. He saw a rich man wearing fine clothes and thought, "This man looks very wealthy. If I ask him, he might give me good money." So, he went to the rich man and asked for help. The rich man looked at him and asked, "You always ask people for help, but have you ever given anything to anyone?" The beggar said, "Sir, I am just a beggar. I always ask people for help because I don't have anything to give to others." The rich man said, "If you cannot give anything to anyone, you have no right to ask for anything either. I am a businessman and I believe in exchange. If you have something to offer me, only then will I give you something in return." When the train reached the station, the rich man got off and left. The beggar sat there and thought deeply about what the rich man had said. His words made a strong impression on him. The beggar wondered if maybe he wasn't getting much because he couldn't give anything in return. But he was just a beggar. What could he give? He spent the whole day thinking, but couldn't find an answer. The next day, while sitting near the station, he noticed some flowers blooming on nearby plants. He thought, "Why not give people some flowers in return for their help? I like this idea." So he picked some flowers from the plants. When people gave him money, he gave them a few flowers in return. People were happy to receive the flowers and kept them. From that day on, the beggar started picking flowers and giving them to people in return for their help. After a few days, he noticed more people were giving him money. As long as he had flowers to give, people gave him money. But when the flowers ran out, he didn't receive anything. This happened every day. One day, while asking for help, he saw the same rich man on the train, the one who had inspired him to give flowers in exchange for help. The beggar quickly went to the rich man and said, "Today, I have something to give you in return for your help. Here are some flowers. Please give me some money, and I'll give you these flowers in return." The rich man gave him some money, and the beggar gave him the flowers. The rich man smiled and said, "Wow, you have truly changed. Today you are like a businessman just like me. You have discovered the secret to success." The beggar, feeling overjoyed, got off the train and shouted loudly toward the sky, "I am not a beggar. I am a businessman. I can become rich like him." People around him stared, wondering if the beggar had lost his mind. But they didn't know he had learned the power of giving and how to change his life. 4 years later, two men dressed in suits were traveling from the same station. When they saw each other, one of them bowed with joined hands and asked, "Do you recognize me?" The other man replied, "No. Maybe this is our first meeting." The first man smiled and said, "Sir, we're not meeting for the first time, but for the third time." The second man said, "Well, I can't remember. When did we meet before?" The first man smiled again and said, "We met twice on the same train. I am the beggar you spoke to the first time, and you told me what I should do in life. Then, the second time, you told me who I really am. After that, I became a big flower merchant, and now I'm traveling to another city for my business. You taught me the law of nature in our first meeting, saying that we only get something when we give something. I followed that rule, and it really worked, but I always saw myself as a beggar. I never thought of myself as anything more than that. But when I met you the second time, you told me that I had become a businessman. Thanks to you, I started seeing myself as a businessman, and now I'm living that life." The beggar's transformation shows the importance of knowing yourself. As long as the beggar saw himself as a beggar, he stayed one. But when he saw himself as a businessman, he became one. This story teaches us the power of belief and action in transforming our lives. The beggar remained in his situation as long as he saw himself as helpless and incapable of giving anything to others. However, when he started giving flowers in exchange for money, he learned the value of contribution and the natural law of giving and receiving. His journey shows that success begins with small changes, like taking the initiative to give something meaningful to others. Most importantly, When he shifted his mindset and began to see himself as a businessman, he unlocked his true potential. This story reminds us that our beliefs about ourselves shape our reality. By believing in our ability to grow and taking purposeful steps forward, we can rise above limitations and create a brighter future. We become what we believe. Thank you for watching. If this story resonated with you, please hit the like button. And if you'd like more stories filled with valuable life lessons, consider subscribing to the channel. Your support means a lot. See you in the next video.